Wake up, Tucson, with Joe Higgins and Christy Simone on 1030 KVOI, The Voice.
All right, 7:38 in the morning. You're listening to 1030 The Voice. Dennis Miller coming up in about 20 minutes. Of course, you can always live stream our show on the interweb at kvoi.com. Thanks to Mayor Ed Honey for coming on. Again, the stakes are mucho high, Joe Higgins.
Yes, they are.
For what's going on in this region. And if you don't step up and get out, if you're a Republican and you don't get out and vote on this one, I'd have to say, with all respect, you're pathetic. Because this is the one to do it.
As the Catholic Church is saying, if you're a Catholic and you don't get out and vote and register to vote, shame on you from a national level. It's just on and on and on and on. Can't tell you how important elections are. Chris, this letter hit my radar. It was from Gawker. It was a letter to 4,000 employees or 2,000 employees, whatever it was, from a gentleman by the name of David Siegel. And he's an entrepreneur, 70 years old. He built
this is Tucson. You can't say the word entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
I mean, we don't like entrepreneurs in this town.
So he owns a company called Westgate Resorts, and they do the timeshares. So they're very large. They obviously timeshares in the resort industry has been under pressure.
Timeshares has been beaten to death.
Beaten to death because people can't get loans. So he sent a letter out to all his valued employees. In fact, he did this in 2000 or 2004, one of those two, in support of George Bush. And he thinks he helped swing the election because a lot of his folks are in Florida because it was a tight election, 04.
Sure.
Hanging Chad or whatever it was. Oh, no, that would be 2000. Okay. So it says, to all my valued employees, as most of you know, our company, Westgate Resorts, has continued to succeed in spite of the very dismal economy. There's no question that the economy has changed for the worse, and we have not seen any improvement over the past 4 years. In spite of all the challenges we have faced, the good news is this: the economy doesn't currently pose a threat to your job. What does threaten your job, however, is another 4 years of the same presidential administration. Of course, as your employer, I can't tell you who to vote for, and I certainly wouldn't interfere with your right to vote for whoever you choose. In fact, I encourage that you vote for whoever you think will serve your interests the best. Now the economy's fallen apart. People like me, who made all the right decisions and invested in themselves, are being forced to bail out all those people who didn't. The people that overspent their paychecks suddenly feel entitled to the same luxuries that I have earned and sacrificed after 42 years of my life. Yes, business ownership has its benefits, but the price I paid is steep and with many wounds. Unfortunately, the cost of running a business has gotten out of control, and let me tell you why. We are being taxed to death, and the government thinks we don't pay enough. We pay state taxes, federal taxes, property taxes, sales taxes, use taxes, payroll taxes, worker compensation taxes, and unemployment taxes. I even have to hire an entire department to manage all these taxes. The question I have is this: who is really stimulating the economy? Is it the government? Is it the people? It has 7,000 employees, sorry. Obviously, our present government believes that taking my money is the right economic stimulus for the country. The fact is, I deducted 50%. If I deducted 50% of your paycheck, you'd quit. You wouldn't even work here. I mean, why should you? Who wants to get rewarded with only 50% of their hard work? Well, it's happening to me. So basically, Steve Wynn has an interview up on CNN, if you could find that. Same conversation. He says, basically, I'm sitting on my thumbs, and many entrepreneurs in this country are sitting on their thumbs because we don't know what's coming out of Pandora's box. We don't know where the assault is going to come next. We're uncertain if we invest capital in the marketplace, what our return is going to be. You saw the first time in 11 quarters that corporation, their annual earnings are down 2.7%. They've been going up. They've been going up because they've been cutting costs. So they've been banking money. They've gone down for the first time because you can't cut your way out of this. I don't care if you're a country, if you're Pima County, or your business. You have got to start growing and investing back in your business place. You can't keep cutting. You know, when this first hit everybody, and we've talked to many small business owners, we saw restaurants drop like flies that first year or so, 2009 to 2010. We watched them happen. But those are restaurants or those are businesses that were on the edge anyway. They weren't paying attention. They were sleepwalking. They went away.
Yeah.
The ones that have made it this long, and I include myself in a couple of my businesses that way, now you're cutting to the bone. Now you're at the point where you can't do anything more.
Yep.
And it's really, and this is where his frustration, I see it in his letter. He says, if we get another 4 years of this, we can't hold on. When you discourage, it's the Atlas Shrugged moment. When you discourage the entrepreneurs of the world, this guy, the Wynn Resorts, from investing and getting to the point where they're like, it ain't worth it anymore,
yep,
you're done as a country. And we're at that point, folks. I don't care if you are a small business owner or if you work for a small business owner. It can't continue the way it's going. I have shut down more stuff in the last 3 years than I cared to ever in my entire life.
Yep.
In 15 years of entrepreneurship, I've never picked a bad
Yeah,
one.
and also let go of a bunch of employees.
I have laid off 35 employees at my lab because the economics of the medical lab business was just gone. I've watched real estate asset values go away. I've shut down sports buzz locations. I have, I'm struggling in my trash business at certain levels with the rates at the fuel rates and all the different pressures I've got over there. It's at the point where it's just been this drudgery for 3 years, and I can't keep doing it. And neither can this guy, and neither can many of you listening to this show. So it's that critical, whether it's a local election or a national election, that you look at the direction of this country and say, are we on the right path or are we not?
Yep.
And make that call and make it quickly.
Yep. I mean, this is it, children. I know we sound like the broken record, but when you walk into your ballot or you're doing your earlies coming up because they're coming out this weekend, it's time to make the right decisions. And it's time to possibly stop. I understand you've been a D for 50 years. Your dad was a D. His dad was a D. It's like a Yankee fan. I got it.
Right.
But, as I said a couple of days ago, people will vote for whatever, a D or an R, even if it's a dishwasher. All right? You have to stop.
And we can talk global and Wall Street banking, and we can go into the weeds and all this stuff, guys.
Yep.
But the fact of the place is, when the entrepreneurs of this community and this country say, I'm done and I'm out, you're in trouble.
Yep.
Because the government is not going to solve this problem. You're not going to centrally manage markets to make sure this process happens. It's the entrepreneur that develops the next Apple or the next latest technology that makes delivery of goods and services better between two people. When that guy gives up, you are in trouble.
The taxes that pay for all this stuff, all right, are generated by entrepreneurs.
Yep.
That's where even all these, it all starts with entrepreneurs. And now we can argue on how much of that money that's generated should be taxes. And then Joe and I are, of course, the lower the taxes, the better.
Chris, historically, 19% of our GDP has gone to government. It's ballooned to 23 to 24%. So I don't care how you're getting it, where you're getting it, where it's coming from. The larger share of your GDP is going into the government sector.
Yep.
So it doesn't allow the private sector to circulate and do what it needs to do: hire, fire, buy, capital, all the things that happen in the private sector.
The logic here is that the government is choking the golden goose. That's exactly the local government. Sharon Bronson, Raul Grijalva, Dan Ekstrom, all these guys are choking the golden goose. That's what's happening. When the golden goose dies, game over.
So the paper's editorial endorsement of Tyler Vogt, that's a very telling thing that they're saying. They're looking at the condition of our marketplace and saying, gosh, maybe we do need to make a change. It's not an R&D thing, how to fill a pothole.
Yep.
Look at the Napier endorsement. These are big things that are moving in this community, and you need to pay attention to them if you're sitting in office. Listen to the electorate, because they're getting a little antsy.
Yep.
The no on the half-cent sales tax that happened back in 2010, another big one.
Yep.
The electorate is getting nervous, folks. You've been running the show for 25 years. The results of your work, I don't care if you're a business leader in the SALCs or the trios or the chambers and all those kind of things. Look at the results of your efforts. It's dismal.
Yep.
Not just me and you, two nutballs on a radio saying it. Look at every potential ranking in the entire country coming down on us.
Someone asked me a couple of days ago, do these business leaders sit around, right? They're board meetings, cocktails, lunch at, let's say a great local restaurant, Pastiche. Let's say they're sitting together at Pastiche. Do they really look around them and say, man, we built something
Gosh,
good here.
I'm great. Look what I've done.
I mean, is that where we're at?
Look what I've done.
Because that's what I see with the inaction or the actions.
Yep.
All right, when I see the chamber fall asleep on some endorsements, they're really kind of saying, hey, this is great. Oh, we have every other month we have a meeting with Chuck Huckleberry and the mayor. That'll solve everything.
The barn's on fire. The horses are running out for their lives. I mean, it's that critical and that point.
Yep.
Yet we're punting and we're taking small little. We're running on fourth and 10. We're doing a run up the middle. Come on, guys.
Let's give each other
Hail Mary.
some more endorsements. I mean, some more awards, as we like to say. All right, 790-2040 is the phone number. Wake up Tucson
the
at
data
gmail.com.
also shows that the number of self-employed Americans took a 4% dive from November 2007, 1 month before the recession officially hit, to June of 2009. In fact, 12% more businesses shut down in 2009 than did in 2007. Now, official statistics aren't available for 2011 or 2012 yet, but those numbers are expected to start ticking back up. Still, that's partly due to people who were laid off starting small businesses because they had no other choice. And census data shows nearly 4 in 5 businesses have no employees at all and make an average of only $45,000 a year. So they're not exactly thriving, but it is always possible that they just need a little more time, Patty Ann. So as usual, we'll continue to watch these numbers closely. In the meantime, viewers can find out how small businesses did in their area at www.bizjournals.com. Back to you.
Diane Macedo, Fox Business Network. Thank you.